What's up, everybody? Back here again for another episode of Talking Dirty. First things first, I'm going to be making some t-shirts. So I'm going to put a picture in, and I want you guys to drop a like or comment if you like them. And I'll also be putting them on my Instagram at Duramax_diesel. So go ahead and vote which ones you like best. We'll get some made and start selling them. After that, I just want to say, today's topic of conversation was an idea by a subscriber, viewer, Instagram follower, whatever you want to say, and that is, what mods can you do to a stock truck before it's like too far? So that's what we're going to talk about, and we're basically just going to go over everything that you can do on like stock engine, stock trans, stock everything, and like what the limits are and what you need to do next. And I'll go a little bit past stock just so that way you know like when you should add things. So here we go. All right, guys, first things first, and these are like the key 3 things, and I'm gonna go into some like backstory about like the transmission and everything, and I'll go into more details. All right, first things first, depending on what model year or truck you have, LOIs specifically, LB7s and the rest of them are usually fine. We're gonna go in air intake, cold air intake with a good box, unless you're doing some crazy shit like I'm doing. But just for like stock, we're going stock upgrades. You just bought a brand new Duramax, or you bought a grandpa-owned truck that has nothing done to it, okay? You're gonna go cold air intake, S&B, AFE, you know, whatever floats your boat. I like S&B, that's what I had. I'm not sponsored by anyone or making this video for anyone, so you do whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy. Next, to follow that for airflow, and for another reason we'll get into, is an exhaust. Get a straight pipe catless exhaust. And the reason I say that is if you're going for a performance and you want to do a tune, which is the third and final thing that you should do, and I'm gonna go into more detail about that, do a 4-inch straight pipe exhaust or a 5-inch or whatever suits your needs, but do a catless straight pipe exhaust. And I'll go into that, because if you have a cat on a diesel truck and you tune it, you're going to fill that cat up with soot and blow your truck up. Biggest reason right there why you need an exhaust, okay? All right, guys, the third and final thing that I already said is tuning. Please, 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 please get EFI Live. I know it's a little more expensive sometimes. I know you may hear bad things or whatever. Do not get Edge. Do not get any of the other things. The reason being is EFI Live actually goes in and you can adjust the parameters that run your entire engine, where what Edge does in most cases, I don't know if they've changed, they actually take your stock ECU reading or your stock ECU parameters, intercept them, and then give like a false reading or a change, a change reading to the engine for what the engine wants to do. Is that bad? No. Is it the safest thing? Probably not. I love EFI Live. I've had EFI Live on every Duramax I've owned since the one I bought freaking when I was 16 years old, okay? It is the best thing you can do. I promise you, it'll wake the truck up. You'll have a whole new truck and you'll fall in love. So going with that, and EFI Live and why this is the limit for a stock truck, okay? I don't know if many people know how an Allison works, okay? For a 5-speed Allison, and I'm guessing for a 6-speed, I'm not 100% sure, I haven't really messed with them too much. The first, second, and third gear are under drive pressure, so they're under fluid pressure while you're driving. So the front pump is actually like squeezing fluid into those gears to keep them under pressure and keep them turning. So when you tune a truck, you can do all the burnouts you want. First, second, third gear, do whatever the hell you want. The chances of you blowing it are probably pretty slim. I mean, obviously, things wear out. If you beat the fuck out of it every day, you're gonna blow your transmission, okay? That's just dumb. And make sure whoever's tuning your truck, make sure that they know that you have a stock trans, okay? That's huge. So make sure they know you have a stock trans. And basically, this is what I was told when I tuned my truck a long time ago. First, second, third gear, they're under pressure. They can usually handle like burnouts and shit. Fourth and fifth gear are when your torque converter locks up and you're basically in like a cruising gear, okay? So that is when there's fire ants everywhere where I'm doing this. I'm probably gonna get eaten alive. Anyways, that is where most people limp your transmission. Fourth gear, torque converter lock, fifth gear, torque converter lock, going down the highway, doing that stuff. So you're cruising 50 miles per hour and you fucking mat it, or you roll into it too hard with a big tune on, that's it, limp mode. Now, people say you can limp your transmission 3 times and it's junk. I limped my first Duramax like, God, probably 15 times, okay? It did blow up eventually. Would 3 times mean it's junk? Probably not. Definitely means it's on its way out. I have a built transmission and I can beat the hell out of it now. But for stock modifications, cold air intake, straight pipe exhaust, small EFI live tunes, it'll wake the truck up. And for those reasons I said about the transmission is why you need to keep the tunes small. Obviously, if you guys don't know, I have a twin turbo LLY, stock injectors, stock engine, stock everything except the transmission and grade C head gaskets. So yes, you can push your truck more, but this video is about what is safe on a stock truck. So going back to it, stock everything. LOY's intake mouthpiece, that's what I was saying. Intake the turbo mouthpiece. You want to get more flow. They have a really bad design on LOYs. A lot of guys put LBZ mouthpieces. I have one. I had one on my truck. I still have it somewhere. And basically a cold air intake, straight pipe exhaust, and a small set of EFI live tunes. And that will be like, that's the turning point, okay? As soon as you get EFI live, you're good, right? Now, you want to turn it up to 5 because you're racing someone on the highway, bam, transmission in limp mode. That is the turning point. When you can't deal with just being slow on the highway and just driving your truck, that's when you start spending some money. So I'm gonna roll into that a little bit. Is before you do any fuel, air, any sort of dual fuelers, big injectors, you know, all this nonsense, build your trans, please. Okay, you will regret it in the long run if you spend $2,000, $3,000 on injectors, you spend $4,000 on a twin turbo kit, you spend $1,800 on a dual fueler kit and a stroked pump. You're gonna hate yourself when you spend all that money to blow your trans the next day as soon as you get it installed. The built trans was the first thing I did in this truck. I have run twin turbos. I probably have 50,000 miles on the built trans. They are running twin turboed. I haven't changed a thing. Not had one issue with my transmission at all. I beat the fuck out of it every day. So, that being said, a lot of guys ask me, oh, I want to twin turbo my truck. What do I need to do? I want to, do 100 overs in a dual fueler kit. What do I want to do? Build your trans first. Having a built transmission and just the mindset that you can beat your truck, you can floor it at 50, do rolling burnouts, whatever you want to do, and you're not going to blow your trans, that's when you start adding power. Have a built trans first. Please, please build your trans first. You'll just be so much happier. So that's kind of what I have to say about, what you need to do, all right, for a stock truck, the stock upgrades, and then what you want to do as soon as you want to start adding power is build your transmission. So that's gonna do it for today's Talking Dirty. And this video actually, like I said, came from a viewer. So if you guys have any ideas of what you want to be talked about, what you want me to describe, maybe I messed something up, you want to give me some information, drop it in the comments. Go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.